Hey guys, it's the Mad Stacker here with another LEGO set review. This time you can see another scene change. Tonight I'm in my kitchen filming because I'm making dinner for my girlfriend when she gets home. So on that note, let's review 76022 X-Men versus the Sentinel. I sold a bunch of stuff in town the other day and got a bunch more money than I thought I would. So I figured I would buy a new set. I wanted the Milano, but it was a little too expensive, so I got this one, which I've also been looking forward to, and I'm not displeased because it's a really cool set. X-Men vs. the Sentinel, 336 pieces, which is weird. I don't know, I thought this set would be a lot bigger than this, but it's a lot, it seems, for 336 pieces. Came out this year, obviously, a whole bunch of cool stuff in it. Let's jump right in. First part, the part that everybody really wants to see, is the Sentinel. The Sentinel is a lot like Groot, which if you watch my review of the Nowhere Escape mission, he's kind of like brick built, but slightly larger. Here, why don't I just show him to you? There's the Sentinel. He looks really cool. He is in the classic colors, the sort of purple, pink, and magenta. I think he looks really neat. His chest is a little weird, but he does have that really awesome printed cockpit piece on there, sort of the vehicle nose. I think it's interesting that he has one of the new spring missiles, but it's not in a launcher. He literally just kind of sticks into that thing in his hand there and looks like he's shooting a laser, which is cool. I think it's really awesome, personally. I like that his fingers are actually articulated. They're just those little sort of wrench claw pieces on there, if you can tell, that bend very easily attached to this. I always like hand assembly, seeing how they get different fingers to work, and these are definitely no different. I think it's funny it does just have a little nubby for a thumb there. But be that as it may, his feet are really cool too. He has the big sort of chunky Sentinel feet, and he's got like little jets coming off there, the trans neon orange. I think the Sentinel's really cool looking. I do like his big printed head. He does suffer from having flick missiles on him, which is like, this is the first new set that I've seen where they used flick missiles like pretty heavily. They do have, again, they have the Springfire missile. There's a couple of Springfire missiles here on the Blackbird itself, but this is the first one I've really seen heavy use of flick fires again. So dirty pool, Lego. Let's try to stay away from that. One thing that I have heard a lot of people saying is, well, why it's an X-Men set coming out in the summer? Why isn't it based off of Days of Future Past movie, which is out in theaters now? I haven't seen it yet. I feel like kind of a bad Marvel fan, especially considering I've heard it's pretty good. The reason behind that is LEGO has a license with Marvel, and Fox, who owns the rights to X-Men movies, does not have a license with LEGO. So that is why the set is based off of the comics, which I personally don't really care about. I like the comics costumes better. And I'm glad that they're represented here in this set, and I'll show you more of them in a minute. But next up is, of course, the XJet, which reminds me very much of the Quinjet, which I've built. I haven't reviewed it. There's the various figures of it are all over the place, but I mean, it's really solid and it's really authentic looking for how small it apparently is. Again, the set's only 336 pieces. I don't know how they made it look this good. And, I mean, it does, I feel like it has almost all of the same features as the Quinjet in, like, half the size and weight. It's held together very well by these big, you know, fuselage pieces underneath. There's Technic pins in there, of course. It has a nice little detailed cockpit that you can see in there, a couple of those pieces. 2 seats in there. It seats 4, and it doesn't even come with 4 good guy minifigs, so I thought that was pretty cool. I do like the details along the back there, and it flows into the missile launcher at the back, which I'll show you in a minute. There's a little sticker piece in there that's like, warning, Sentinel. Sentinel is coming. But that's, I mean, again, it's a 4-seater vehicle, which it seems like this set wouldn't be that big, but it's got all this stuff in it. It has this weird little removable tool case, which pops open with these neat doors at the front, and it's got all the tools in there, including a fire extinguisher. I don't remember which LEGO designer said it, but I remember watching a video a little while ago with one of the guys saying, basically, if you see a Marvel set with a fire extinguisher in it, I built it, and that's like his little signature. And I think that's really neat. I have a bunch of sets that have the little fire extinguisher in it. Every time I get one, I'm like, oh, look, he made this one. And he made the XJet, and I have to congratulate him for that. As mentioned, it does have, the XJet also has flick missiles on the sides here. I almost feel like they're more for decoration than anything else. Why would they just come off the sides like that? I don't know. But it also does have, as many things seem to be doing these days, it has a cool sort of flip-up spring-fire missile launcher. And I always appreciate the spring-fire missiles over the flick-fire missiles, if only because they actually work, as opposed to the flick-fire missiles, which kind of suck. But that comes up there very nicely, and those shoot off. And again, I don't have to show them to you because they'll fly across the room, and then I'll never see them again. So, needless to say, they shoot off very well. I have extensively tested them. The back does look really good. I mean, the way the wings are aligned, you kind of have to tilt these up to set it down, but just all the different angles here on the back just make it look really neat. The way the engines are put together is really cool. But one thing I noticed, and I was speaking with Lady Stacker about this the other day, is this thing should never be able to fly. I don't think this thing would ever actually fly in real life. But that's cool because it doesn't have to, because it's not in real life. It's a Lego set based off of a comic book. But I think the XJet's really cool. I wasn't prepared to like it as much as I do, but it's definitely really nice. Especially for, it's a $50 set, and you get the cool, I mean, you get the Sentinel, you get the XJet, and you get a ridiculous number of figures, which I'm about to show you. First up is classic Wolverine with his 80s, early 90s yellow and brown outfit. I do not have Wolverine yet. I was really happy that I was going to get one of him from this set. I do like two of the minifigs in this set come with, I don't know if I should classify them as awesome extras really, because they're just kind of accessories for the minifig, but I'll show them to you now, what the hell. Wolverine has this, which is his standard mask and, you know, angry face with lots of stubble clearly. And then he also comes with his hair, so you can make him Sans mask, and he looks really good there too, really detailed face, with of course extra stubble because he's Wolverine, and if he doesn't have stubble then you pretty much wouldn't recognize him. But so that, and again, it's really neat that he does come with both of them. He comes with the mask and the hair, so you can have your choice of which one you want to display there. Next up on the X-Men side is Cyclops. One of my least favorite X-Men possibly, but I do respect that they gave him this kind of classic costume back from the, again, the 80s, early 90s, sort of like X-Force solid blue costume. A little reminiscent of the old cartoon. I was considering trying to find a little piece of hair and stick it up there so he looked more like he did in the cartoon, but we'll see how that comes out. I do think he does look pretty cool, though, even for Cyclops, who I think is kind of lame. Next up, last of the X-Men squad, is Aurora Monroe herself, Storm, who is just really neat as minifigs go. I mean, of course, she comes with the cool lightning accessories, which I always like, and she has her crazy angry face, wind, as she flies through the air. She does have an alternate head sculpt, which she just has this standard sort of, you know, generic lady face, but of course, I'm probably never going to use that, because why would you when you could have wind? Anyway, and her cape is really cool too. I've never seen it before. I mean, it's clearly Storm's cape, but it goes over her neck there, and then it goes up and actually attaches over her hands. You just kind of slip them over her hands, and it looks very authentic. Again, it's a really great Storm figure. I think Storm, this is the first time she's ever showed up as a minifigure, and it does look really good. Again, I don't know if this piece exists or if I would have to order it from Brick Warriors or something, but just the way she looks, I considered trying to see if I could get a white mohawk and make her a little more 80s even, but this one works really well, and again, you know, if you're a fan of Storm, this is definitely a figure to get. Last but certainly not least is the master of magnetism himself, Magneto, who almost feels like an afterthought, really. I mean, between the XJet and the Sentinel, when did Magneto get there? What's his stake in all this? I don't know. He's just flying around on his crazy little metal platform. There's really no attempt made to explain this. It's just kind of this piece of metal that Magneto flies around on with his magnetic powers. Magneto is another one who I thought was really cool. Actually has an alternate head. He has his classic looking helmet there, which again, the sculpt of that is really nice. It really reminiscent of the old cartoon and his original look in the comics. And He does. He has an alternate face print, too, I think, on the back, which is, again, yeah, just sort of like a standard one. But why would you do that when you could make him be crazy and angry and hating all humans? But he also does come with hair, so you can make him sans helmet. This is, I believe that's like the Doc Brown hair, basically. You've seen the hair countless times before. I'm sure it's all over the place, but I recognize it mostly as the Doc Brown hair. And it looks good on him, really. I think I am going to keep him with the helmet, but overall, I really think he looks good either way. Again, really kind of reminiscent of a classic look for Magneto in the comics. Which, I really like this. I am a fan of when they make sets that aren't related to modern stuff, like the Hulk Lab Smash. I'm not sure, the newer set that came out that came with like comic Thor and Falcon and MODOK and everything. I just think it's really cool when they come out with sets like that. But that is the X-Men versus the Sentinel. I'm excited about it. I really like any Marvel set, really. The only other awesome extras in it, it came with an extra missile of the blue variety. It did come with both blue and red. It did not come with an extra red one, probably because it's just for the Sentinel. But it also came with, which I'm pretty sure really all sets that come with these come with an extra one. It came with an extra Wolverine Claw, which is cool. They make good weapons for whatever you're looking for, claw-wise. But that's it for the X-Men versus the Sentinel. It was a nice build. Again, it was a surprising build. It felt like it was going to be more pieces than it ended up being. And it still looks really good. I'll show you the Blackbird again. Eminently whooshable as it flies through the air on its ridiculous wings and engines, which should not work in any modern age, but we'll just leave it at that. There's no minifig of the day again today. I'm sad to say, for people that are a fan of that, I still have not finished unpacking everything, which is the same reason why I still haven't done my contest video. I know some of you are eagerly awaiting that, and hopefully I will be able to get it to you this weekend, which is when I will probably finish unpacking everything, and maybe Lady Stacker will get in on it too, and tell you what prize you'll be winning. So keep an eye out for that. It's coming soon, I promise. Still kind of getting all my stuff together here, which is, again, why I'm shooting in the kitchen. But hopefully you enjoyed X-Men versus the Sentinel. It's a cool set. I'm looking forward to finding somewhere to put it. Also, again, hopefully after that's coming this weekend, I know I have some work lined up for next week, but I should, somewhere in my schedule, have enough time to actually start building my city and making videos about that, so you can see how Stackville is going to stack up with some other LEGO cities. So look forward to that. I hope you enjoyed this one. Catch you later.